Okay, so that's the first question. What's the difference between RaceChip and other? Ooh, that's oh my god. Sure. What's the difference between RaceChip and other chip tuners?
The difference between RaceChip and other chip tuners is actually quite manifold. So there are I would basically cut it down into different areas or segments where you can basically say that we differ from other chip tuners. So one, the technical aspect, two, basically the marketing or branding aspect or what we want to stand for and the way we want to address customers. And three, basically also the service aspect. So everything that you can consider to be pre-sales and after-sales experience that is not directly related to the product, but that is related to the way we basically deal with customers. So one, if you go for the technical aspects, and Dirk is able to go into more depth than I am, but if you go into the technical part, for us it's absolutely, we believe that, of course we do, that chip tuning is actually a fantastic product, and that electronic power enhancement is, given today's engine technology, is a fantastic product because it's an easy, very powerful way and affordable way for everybody who's interested in cars to actually improve the performance of your vehicles without doing anything with your vehicles that the car manufacturers are not doing themselves. But nonetheless, the technology that is available in the market today is still very basic, because it basically has ended at, most of the products that are offered in the market are products that allow you to increase the performance of your car, but that's basically it. So all the other needs that you may have that circle around this basic functionality, they're not addressed very, very well. So there is a lot of room for innovation in this market, and we believe that, and basically competition proves us right, that with innovating the product and the RaceChip Ultimate Connect with the ability to actually steer your product by using your smartphone and the RaceChip app, selecting between different driving modes, switching the product on and off, so to be able to really experience the difference between having an electronic power enhancement and not having an electronic power enhancement effect in your car, is a first step towards actually making those products much nicer for the people who are interested in such kinds of products. And why did I say that the competition proves us right? Because there are now competitors who basically try to mimic the very same functionality that we've developed. What we have to make sure is that we basically keep our speed of innovation, and that more or less in a yearly basis we have huge innovations coming to market, making the product ever nicer for customers to buy. So then when we look at marketing, so the competition has been or is characterized by companies who are very much perceived as being smaller players who focus on certain electronic components of an engine, but it was always questionable how professional they are. It was difficult to experience what they stand for, what kind of culture do they have, what values do they stand for, what do they actually allow me as a customer to do. And we've developed for us the slogan "Simply Faster," because it expresses in many ways what we are. So one, simple is basically everything that is our thinking around our products. So our products should be simple to use. They should be very simple to install for our customers. It's a simple product promise that we have. We make driving much more fun. You can experience your car on a whole new level without spending a ton of money, but still getting a absolute high quality product. It's the way we offer the product is simple. We are very transparent with what you get. We are transparent that those are the risks that come along with our products, but those are the ways we cover for those risks. Like if you lose an engine warranty from your manufacturer, you get an engine warranty from us, and so on and so forth. We want our customers to actually to experience how cool it is to drive. So we are all guys who actually completely enjoy driving cars. And that's that kind of feeling that you get out of your car with a smile on your face is what we BMW 114 diesel. Yeah, it can be a fun car to drive. I mean, we have one in our car fleet. If you know how the car behaves when it's a stock car, and then you get into the very same. If you're the owner of the car and you get into the very same car, actually being equipped with a RaceChip, it is so much more fun. So although you might have a slower car, it can be really fun to drive your car because there are a lot of reserves in your engine that can be enabled and that you can use. And Simply Faster basically should tell everybody that there is a simple way that you can have fun driving your car and that you can experience your car in a whole new way. And I believe the industry hasn't tried to basically show customers that this is what the product actually allows them to do. It has always been positioned only in a very technical way, but not taking care of all the emotions that are actually around the product, right? I always say, like, this is an emotional purchase. You buy a chip tuning product because you're interested or crazy for cars. You don't buy it because you're a 100% rational guy who doesn't enjoy driving and doesn't get out with a big smile on his face when driving cool cars. Yeah, and that's like part of the RaceChip world that we try to create. And then when it comes down to service, I mean, we sell products for cars. Everybody has a very high perceived risk level when it comes to his car because it's basically the second most expensive purchase that most of us are probably ever going to do in their whole life. So you buy a house or real estate, that's probably the most expensive one, and the second most is already your car. So there is a lot of money on the line. You have a very high capital exposure to your car. All of us know that if something breaks in a car, it gets expensive. Yeah, when you leave. When you drive onto the when you see your garage through your window and you have to go there because something is broken, you already know it's probably not going to be cheap unless I have a warranty. But yeah, so we have a high perceived risk level, and we have to take account of this high perceived risk level. So our customers have they have a right that we try to give them the best customer support possible, or that we are able to give to them. Of course, there are always areas where you can improve. Of course, there are also like unsatisfied customers out there, and we basically spend a lot of time reading reviews and like really take it seriously what people or what customers or potential customers want us to improve in, and work quite thoroughly in getting ever better in having a fantastic customer support. But we want customers to actually feel like we take very good care of them, irrespective of the fact of if they already have a product or in the product or are in the process of getting a product. Yeah, and there also you can see it with the Ultimate Connect is not just a product where we have like different driving modes that you can select from and where you can switch the RaceChip on and off. It has also been developed with a view on customer support. It's something that people barely recognize unless they actually need it. But when you need it, there's actually a very nice feature in the Ultimate Connect. So, for example, you buy yourself an Ultimate Connect, you install the Ultimate Connect in your car, and you're not satisfied with the performance enhancement that the product delivers in your car. What you can do is you can just call up our customer support. You give our customer support the serial number of your product. We can log into a back-end system of all Ultimate Connects. We look up your specific Ultimate Connect. We look what are the performance parameters that the product has been delivered to you with. We have experience of how to change those performance products if certain features of the Ultimate Connect don't work the way you want them to work. And our customer support, if you say, okay, I want to feel more power enhancement from the product, is able to put new performance parameters into the backend. And you get them by just clicking update in your app. And then the setting of your Ultimate Connect product that is connected to your engine changes immediately and changes according to your wishes. Or even also the other case, the product creates certain problems because there might be too much power developed by the product. We can also adjust it in a way that it works very smoothly with your car. And you don't have to open your hood or anything. You just have to call us. We change it. Next time you update it and you sit into your car, you have the new performance parameters with your product. I mean, imagine a car company where you call, let's say you drive a BMW, you call BMW and you say, okay, the following things are not working in my car. Have you ever experienced it? They say, okay, no worries. Let me log into the backend. I'm going to change it because it's just a software. It's just a software problem. Okay, I've changed it. Please just click update in your screen and everything should be fine again. No. It never happens. Yeah? They basically tell you have to come to the garage. We're going to send you an invoice. Something that we don't do. So if we make those adjustments, also maybe you don't have any issue at all, but you'd still want to have your product customized to your wishes and it's not perfectly there yet. It's all included in the product, so there is no additional charge going to come or anything. Yeah?
And maybe to point that out, that is in-house created. Huh? I mean, you ask about the difference, RaceChip and others. We do have the complete in-house development here. We have the engineers, we have the programming team, we have the technicians who do the adaptation, all that. That's in-house with us and not bought in or made where else. It's just here in Göppingen around where we do it.
Mm-hmm. And how is your chip developed? I think that's your...
That's more my question, of course. So the chip development is actually split into two big areas. One is the real electronic development. So you think about the features you want to have. So what do you need to have as parameters? What do you need to kind of processor you need? And then you start with a specification of the board, of the components, and you create an electronic board with all the channels you need or all the hardware you need on the board. Then you start doing the firmware part, meaning you programming the controller in a way that it's converting the data, optimizing the data, the speed you need, all that. So then you have on the electronical side your tool, let's put it like this. That's the box with the electronic board. Then the second portion is our team of technicians, real driving experienced people like German car Meister, they're called, right? So they take then the tool, the chip, go into a stock car, log the stock data, then create a first software file, so really a file from the serial data, thinking about the performance increase we can do, plug that into the new toolbox, and then start the tuning. So they look into the torque, into the power, into where do you feel it, where do you need to take care about of gear shifts or whatever. So it's really the development of the electronic, and then the combination of having the car and finding the right software for the car with the abilities of the electronic board.
Our new chip tunings hardware allows you to do this in a very detailed way. So it's not just that you have like one performance increase that goes throughout like the whole like irrespective of if you go at like 1,000 RPM or 6,000 RPM, so like across the whole band, but you can say very clearly, okay, here I want the performance increase to feel like this. Then when you're in the upper range of your engine where it's running closer to actually the performance that it can bear and that it can create, you reduce the additional power that is created and so on and so forth. So you can in a very detailed way take into account the characteristics of the engine that is actually like optimized. And I mean, to get an idea, because sometimes it sounds so simple when Dirk explains, okay, that's the way we create our hardware, yeah? Because it seems like, okay, that's done in a quick way because they know their way around, like, okay, we have to use the following components and then it should work out, and then they put it together and here you have the new chip tuning hardware. So the Porsche Macan, for example, there is a reason why we have this car in our fleet. It was basically one of the first cars with an engine that uses digital sensors or digital sensor signals called send. Yeah. So those sensor signals basically required all the chip tuning manufacturers to rethink their products in case they want to offer a chip tuning product that is able to actually optimize those kinds of engines with those kinds of sensors. So we've completely reconfigured our hardware. We've now developed a chip tuning module that is able to deal with digital and with analog sensors. So it can do a car that has no digital sensor signal. It can do a car that has like mixed digital and analog sensor signals. The Audi RS3 is an example of like a car having mixed sensors. Or it can do a car like the Porsche Macan who has only digital sensor signals. Yeah? And it took us more than a year to develop that kind of hardware. And it has not just been our in-house development team of about 10 technicians and engineers. We closely work together with a industrial or engineering service provider who's specialized in electronics, who's been working with a team of also about 10 people for a whole year together with us in order to like get this to market. Yeah.
And just before that, we also had to research about what is it, right? This digital protocol was not known for us, not for the whole industry in our aftermarket world. So it was also a research job to find out what it is and what to do then next with it. Yeah.
And the difficulty in that is that also is also shown in the fact that there are only the larger players in our industry are able to optimize such vehicles today, and all the smaller players with less technological profoundness, they haven't allowed those cars to enter their product portfolio yet because they can't actually optimize cars with digital sensing signals. Yeah. So it is just a small box, but it's quite complicated what's going on inside.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, I think we have another question, but we have so much already. Do you want to?
Just continue. We can.
Yeah. Okay, because this is a question I was really wondering about.
Me too. It's a Pandora's box of the chip tuning industry.
Yeah. Why don't car manufacturers give you the power if the engine can supply it? Other than for marketing technical reasons, why do you think they are so limited?
Actually, the car manufacturers, they do have the certain range of power they give to the customers, but they have the different names for the vehicles also for it. So just take BMW as an example. They have the 3 Series with an 18D and a 20D. If you buy the cars and you put them under a microscope, you will never find any difference. They are fully equal. Same turbocharging, same engine, it's everything the same. So the only thing BMW is doing is reprogramming the ECU. It's the only thing the 320 is in. And that's what we also do, right? So we just take the engine and its opportunities to perform more, perform better, and set it on a better package as BMW does. On top, they also do performance package offers. But the 320D, you get a performance package from BMW, which costs you like 2,500 euro, and then you get 20 horsepower extra, which is another reprogramming of the ECU with the same hardware. So they do it. They sell it on a quite nice selling point and quite good margin for them. And just we take those opportunities and do it on our way, and just not on a BMW only, but on the whole range of cars. Of course, talking about the German manufacturers' first step, but we do Toyota, we do all the American stuff now, we do the South Korean cars and with good success. So that's what it's our portfolio. It's very broad. I think we have 900 different engine families where we can adapt our product and give better output there. Yeah.
I mean, I believe it's easier, if you take the BMW example, I believe it's easier for them to tell you as a customer, it costs you 3,000 euros more if the car is called 320D instead of 318D, as if they would call the 320D, well, it's a chip-tuned 318D, then it's probably more difficult to get you to pay an additional 3,000 euros for it. But in fact, that's what they're doing. Yeah.
And how much of your work is, do you think, unlocking the potential within the engine's capabilities, and how much is really improving the capabilities of the engine?
Actually, that's difficult. I mean, we usually do not go until the engine breaks down. So, when we do our testing, we go at the maximum possible power to find it out, of course. But then from there on, we define for us and our product the best position of increased power we want to sell. So it's not the max power we calibrate our product to, but we certainly have a distance to the max power where we think that's a good way to have good performance, but also a good feeling of the enhancement. Yeah.
Durability is absolutely crucial for us because I mean we want to build a sustainable company. So I can only build a sustainable company if once I've acquired you as a customer of our products, you are happy to buy. When you change your car, you're happy to buy the next RaceChip product and plug it into your car. If your customer experience is, well, it has been fantastic for the first 20,000 kilometers, but then actually my car broke down, it's very unlikely that you're ever going to buy a product of ours again. So we have to adapt our products in a way that we feel comfortable that you can go the same length with your car and that it has the very same duration as it would have if you just continue to drive your stock car. Yeah? And that is expressed in what Dirk just said.
Okay, clear. And I was wondering the difference in power output from, for example, the Golf R with 373 and the RS3 with 410. Yeah. What defines as you said, the margin to the max power you can get? What defines that limit? So how do you?
Actually, it's quite simple. Spoken the hardware. So what Audi or Volkswagen put into the car as an intake system. That's one limiting factor. Also, how much air you get into the intake system. Then, of course, the size and the power of the turbo. So if Volkswagen put a big turbo in but uses just 70% of the power of the turbo, we are able to increase it by 30%, and then we get a lot more oxygen into the engine, and together with more petrol in it, we will get a lot more power out of the engine. So it's really the different hardware components influencing the engine processes that limits the factor. Yeah.
I mean, you could get more power out of the vehicle if you would change certain hardware components. So, for example, if you look at the RS3, if you plugged in downpipes, for example, or a new intake system, then you can get way more power out of it than 410 horsepower. But that's also behind our philosophy. I mean, we want to show customers that there is a simple plug-and-play product that you can get into your car that has a attractive price positioning. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to change a lot of other hardware components of your car in order to actually experience this kind of enhanced power. If you want to, if that's not enough for you, of course you can, exactly. But it's not a precondition to have actually to enjoy the advantage of the product.
Okay, I think we can make a lovely video with that.
It was nearly half an hour.